So, what's your favorite color?
Well, I probably green and blue.
Okay,
Green for the woods and blue for the waters.
okay, okay. And you had an incident where you drank half a bottle of wine.
What probably about not quite half a bottle, but probably two glasses, and I thought it was kind of mild. But anyway, I was only what 12 years old,
Okay.
and after I drank it, I went out. We had an old shed out in back. This was in the summer, and I had an old shed out back, and I fell asleep out there. Must have slept for 3 hours, and then when I come back in, I never drank the wine again, and that was enough of that.
How about um, the hunting in Indiana?
Oh, in Indiana, when I was a kid, there was no deer to hunt much at all there during that time. There is now, but I went a lot of rabbit and squirrel hunting,
Okay.
and that was probably the big thing. And we once in a while we would have some pheasants around. We could hunt pheasants, but that's what I did mostly. And then I also did some things. I would go trapping in
Okay.
the fall for muskrats and mink, and I clean them out and just sell the hides to a buyer, and then that's how I got enough money to buy my first 22 rifle.
So, who are these buyers?
I don't know, they were just people who would buy up, then put them on stretcher boards and dry them, and then sell them to people that were going to make clothes with them.
Okay.
So the buyers were just the ones that would get everybody would trapping would sell to them, and then they would resell that once they dried them. They would sell them to the people that needed them for make clothing and stuff with.
So, these buyers, were they individuals or they have shops?
No, yeah. Well, they had a place where a shop where they had a lot of drying boards where they had to stretch the hides over these drying boards and hang
Okay.
them.
Okay.
They had a lot of them, but that's all they did. And then when they got them dried, and then they would take them off the drying board, and then they'd just sell the hides
Okay.
to buyers that were going to use them for clothing.
And how much money did you make?
Oh, I don't know. At the time, I think it was like 350 muskrat hide,
Okay.
and like $20 for a mink. So when I had enough, I saved up the money from them, and then I bought my first rifle.
Now I understand you were born on June 29, 1933?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, that was in Huntington, Indiana, and I was the first child, and then Mom had a lot of miscarriages after I was born, and then we had one Morris J. Mitten, a little boy was born, and he lived only 45 minutes and died.
Okay.
But her problem was that after I was born, she started getting very bad in sugar diabetes, so I think that's probably one of the reasons why she always had miscarriages after that.
Okay.
But
So you grew up
all
during the Depression.
yeah.
How was life like? Was there a lot of unemployment?
No. I was right at the end of it. Right at the
Okay.
end of it. And my dad always had decent jobs. And he worked at the Orton Crane and Shuttle Company for quite a few years.
Okay.
And especially during the Second World War, they made a lot of the cranes and stuff for the military.
Okay.
So he was busy. He was called a layout man. He would mark big castings where they're supposed to drill and drill holes through them and stuff like that.
Okay.
He was called a layout. And my grandpa worked at the Caswell Runyon Company that made, initially they were making cedar chest. And they started making cabinets for Seaberg musical instruments, where they would, or if you go to a restaurant, you say somebody put a coin in and play a record.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they built the cabinets for them.
Okay, okay.
And by the way, when I was in high school, after I was a junior and senior, I would go from school, then go to Caswell Runyon and work till 11 o'clock at night.
Okay.
And my grandpa worked there too at that same time. That's where I got some extra spending money.
Was this in Huntington also?
Yeah, everything
Okay.
was in Huntington.
Okay.